Welcome to Season 2 of the new Bronx Edulution. We've got something great in store for you. I'm Timothy Coleman, Director of Education for BronxNet and your host for the show. Our rich history and culture are rediscovered through the stories of community members who take pride in our borough while sharing their journey towards success. Get ready to be uplifted and entertained. Me and the crew welcome you to the brand new Bronx Edulution.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Timothy Stone Dancer Coleman, and I'm the Director of Education for BronxNet Cable Access, as well as your host for the Bronx Edulution. Our mission is to create an engaging program where families in the Bronx and beyond can learn and laugh together. On today's show, we'll be talking about the power of believing in yourself. No matter where you are or where you're from, we've all started from somewhere. Some people come from supportive families that cheer you on even when you're down, and friends or mentors who do their best to make sure that we see ourselves in a positive light, even when we sometimes don't see that for ourselves. Today, I want to talk to you about the power of believing in yourself and how you can change the environment of your mind to help you see things more clearly. Some people might call you delusional. Some might even say that you're living in a fantasy world, but you have to rule out any negative voices if you're going to take that courageous first step towards your goals and dreams. When we come back, we'll hear some stories of struggle turned to triumph and talk about how you can still reach your goals and dreams no matter what age you are.
The Bronx Edulution. We are Bronx Strong.
Welcome back to the Bronx Edulution. Today, we're talking about the power and need to believe in yourself no matter your age, location, or life situation. One story that comes to mind is pretty recent. It's how Dorothy Hoffner, a 104-year-old woman from Chicago, recently decided to skydive out of a plane. And first of all, I want to just congratulate her for having the courage to jump, because there are days when I literally have to listen to the theme from Rocky to build up my courage to take a ride on the bus here in the Bronx. Parachuting started for Dorothy when she was 100. I mean, 100. It's so impressive that it brings a new meaning to the phrase, keeping it 100. Right? So from now on, when I hear somebody say, keep it 100, Timothy, I'm immediately going to respond, no, I refuse to jump. I refuse to jump. But it's the perfect lesson to all of us that life takes time. There is a difference between planning for something and preparing for it. When we plan, it allows for many other types of emotions to come running over us when we don't get what we've planned for. Fear, frustration, anger, disappointment. However, when we prepare ourselves for something, then it opens us up to be ready whenever the timing is truly right for an opportunity to come to fruition.
The Bronx Edulution. We are Bronx Strong.
Hey, Boogie Down. Thanks so much for coming back to the Bronx Edulution. In this particular segment, which I totally love, we get an opportunity to interview other staff who actually work here at BronxNet that you might not even get a chance to see. One of my favorite quotes is from Stephen Covey, and it says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And every single person who works here at BronxNet truly cares about the community and the process that you take towards your path to certification and becoming a producer of your own show or exposing the world to your particular idea. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing one of our studio producers, Angel Gonzales. Angel, come on over and join me, man.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks so much for being on the show with us today. So, as you know, the theme for today is believing in yourself and having faith in your path and your purpose. And so I wanted to ask you a question about your path. Like, first, can you explain to the audience, what is it that you do here at BronxNet, and how does that fit into the whole mission of BronxNet?
Yeah, so what I always intend for all the access producers is to have a vision. We always have to give them a right platform, the right resources, and just push them further to where they are wanting to go next.
Yes.
So they're producers, so they are the creators. We are just the facilitators. We try to make sure where they're going next is in the right direction.
So how did you arrive at BronxNet, right? Like if I'm just a person in the Bronx and I tell this to people all the time, I love to just sit on the couch with my hand in a bag of chips, right? So I'm a regular person sitting on the couch watching a show where everybody's talking about, hey, come and produce your idea. How did you arrive to this position, you know, as just a general human being on the earth? Were you always interested in being involved in television and production, or was this something that just kind of came along in your path along the way?
Wow, that's an outstanding question, Tim. Because while I was in college, in my last years, I saw a bus that just passed by my neighborhood, and it said BronxNet. And then I looked at there, and I said, I could be one of those people who are on the pictures. And I just started to investigate BronxNet.tv. And there it said, join us. I clicked on it. And with ambition, with, you know, exuberation, like I'm just like, yo, I really want to be there.
Right.
And that was faith.
That's right.
And faith took me further to where I was hoping.
Yeah.
And I was gladly accepted as an intern. And then I pushed further to becoming a part-time. And then here I am as a facility coordinator. And because of my faith, it was able to help me get closer to my goal as a studio producer.
That's pretty good. So as an intern, right, what were you like what part of the process were you doing as an intern, and how is that directly related to what you've grown into?
Yeah, so I was under the umbrella of the creative service when I was interning as a studio intern.
Okay.
And I've developed for a good 3 months, and I wanted to span out. After I was done with my studio internship, I said, I want to do more. Chanel, can I get a spot at the editing station? Then she was able to let me become an editor in the internship, and then I said, hey, I want to be a videographer too. So I got my experiences with going out at the field.
Nice.
And eventually, I even took the initiative when there was no reporter. I said, I could be the reporter. So
I love the ambition, right? You see it, and then you imagine yourself inside of that particular position, right? And I think part of what people miss sometimes is that you have to envision yourself already doing something in order to get your mind, your body, your spirit, everything focused in the same direction. So I think it's really great that you were able to see, you know, our ad on a bus and then say, hey, I see myself there. And then when you came on the inside, you spoke to Chanel, who, by the way, is a part of our HR department. What's up, Chanel? You were able to talk to her and say, now I see myself doing this. And now I see myself doing this, which is really amazing about BronxNet, because we do have a lot of opportunity for people to come in the door from whichever angle, right? Whether it's an intern, whether you're just coming in to take one of our education classes. And there are so many opportunities for people to grow, for people to learn, and for people to excel, right, upon their path through faith, right? So I would say for you specifically, as you look at your career and you think about the next like 3 to 5 years, what do you see yourself doing? Especially since you're a person who sees different things and like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. So where do you see yourself going next?
I definitely do envision myself doing film. I really want to do film, not just by myself, not with my inner circle, but with people out of my circle. I want to captivate the youth. I want to help them to be inspired and to realize that there's more things to life than just being a doctor, even though, they are very essential in our life, but we can actually documentate what a doctor does. We can give them, we can give the audience new information that not a lot of people have been considering about.
That's right.
And because of media, it helps everyone to be inclusive.
It's the power of television,
Yeah.
right? And so in one of our previous episodes, we spoke about how college is sometimes not as accessible for everybody because we're all different, right? And we all come from different places. We all have different experiences. And there are people where college seems like cost prohibitive. It seems like there's no support, either in the family or in the community to help you get to that next level. And we were talking about how community college is sometimes like that pathway that helps bridge the gap for folks. In your path towards getting here, what was your background? Like, did you have a lot of support in your family? Did they say you were crazy when you wanted to come and work here? And did you study this in college? Like, I want to make sure that the folks that are watching understand that there is no age to purpose, right? You can come from anywhere. You can be a part of doing anything and actually eventually wind up on that right path that you ultimately connect with the most. So for you, are you a Bronx kid? Like, where did you grow up? And like, what was that part of the path? What did that look like?
Yeah, I was born and raised in the Bronx, Bronx strong. I've actually had a good foundation. My family was always supportive. They even gifted me, after I graduated from college, a DSLR camera, a Canon. It was very good. I even done music videos with my sister, trying to get a good foot
Right.
in the door for my own self. And, I had a good support system. I know other people, they may not have good support systems, but it's what starts from inside of them. That's what gives them that hope. And then they're able to walk out of the doors. So, I say to the audience that it just takes one step at a time, and you're able to deliver what you have in your creative mind, and you could push it forward to the people.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So if you could say something to your younger self,
Yeah.
you can pick whatever age that younger self is, right? What would you tell your younger self based off of what you've learned, what you've experienced in life? And, part of it is, I always tell my nieces and nephews, always shoot for the adventure, right? I think part of your adventure is seeing us on a bus and saying, I can do that. I should be there, right? So talk to your younger self, and what would you do to encourage that person along the path?
15-year-old Angel, you should have just archived those footage. I could have had more footage to expose onto my YouTube pages, onto, I could have even remastered some footages that I've done in the past.
Right.
And I know backup is a true key to excelling.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I have my own music studio. There have been several times when I know that, I wish I had actually clicked save prior to, everything crashing and going, losing all my music and all this stuff. So that's really crazy. But I appreciate that you took an opportunity to chat with us, that you are so adventurous, right? And that you are so faithful in that you are willing to take the adventure. You are willing to go along for the ride and say, I can see myself, therefore I'm going to do it. And I think, as a point of encouragement to the community who's watching this, sometimes we can see a bus go by and we can see, a sign and say, hey, I'm interested in this, or hey, I want to try that. And then things don't work out in the timing that you would prefer or that you expect. And so I just want to say to that, don't worry about the timing, worry about the preparation, and worry about committing yourself 100% and ironing out your focus so that it is laser clear, so that you can accept everything that comes along with that adventure. And you too, one day, if it's television, if it's music, if it's YouTube, if it's whatever, you can make it, you can get there. Agreed?
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful. Thanks for joining us, brother. I really appreciate it.
All right.
All right. We'll be right back after this segment with more from the Bronx Edulution.
The Bronx Edulution. We are Bronx strong.
So here's a personal example from my life where I had to enact my own faith and my own belief that I could accomplish something. I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska. And my father was in the military. My mother was the pastor of our church. And I was from a home environment where I had tons and tons of support and love and encouragement. And at some point, I saw during my first year of college a poster on the wall that said, "Come to New York and study to be an artist and get your degree in musical theater." And I took that postcard and I put it in my backpack and I held on to it for probably about 7 to 10 days because I was so nervous to speak to my parents about it, because I just didn't want to hear the answer no, because I believed in myself that if I just had the opportunity, I could make it happen. So one day I pull out this postcard and I show it to my parents, and they were supportive, but they were trying to make sure I understood all of the ramifications of actually being a young person moving to New York from the Midwest. And after our conversation, I said, "Look, Mom and Dad, here's the agreement. If you allow me to go to New York and audition to be in school, if I make it, will you let me go and live there and get my degree from the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York City?" And they said yes. And luckily for me, through many, many prayers and blessings, I came to New York for 1 weekend only, and I auditioned for the school. I made it in, and on my flight home, I was sitting there doing all the promises, "Ooh, I hope I get it, and if I get it, I'll never do this again, and please let me have it." And when I got to the airport in Lincoln, Nebraska, my parents had already received a call from the school where they had congratulated me on being accepted into the program. So as I'm coming out of the gate, my family is already standing there with banners and balloons and saying, "Congratulations, you made it into the school in New York." And so it was a really wonderful time of celebration, right? I felt great that I was being given this opportunity, and I hadn't really thought about what I was going to be leaving behind in order to start this new chapter in my life. And one of the things that it taught me at that point was sometimes we think more about what we have to let go of and what we might lose out on as we are on our path in life, and it prevents us from taking that step to actually going ahead and just taking a chance. This is the real message behind what I wanted to share with you today. You have to be willing to take the chance. There's always going to be a sacrifice. There's always going to be people who don't understand your next move, and that's okay. When I came to New York, I went to school, I started traveling on cruise ships, I started, just kind of seeing myself in all of these different types of situations because so many people had believed in me and said that I could do it. However, the difference was, once I was here at the age of 19, I was alone. And I had to then take all of the things that I had heard from people for my entire life, minus the bullying in middle school. I had to take all the things that I had heard in my life, and I had to apply them. And I had to rethink, and I had to believe in myself. And you go to 100 auditions before you ever get a call back. And you start getting more and more callbacks. And you have to every day wake up like, yes, I know I can still do this. I'm gonna get the right job. I know it's gonna happen. And the challenge is when you plan, you allow for all of these other energies to kind of come in. But when you prepare, when you focus on the dance classes, when you focus on the voice classes, when you focus on script writing, whatever it is that is in the path towards your goal, focus on those things. Train your mind. Stay in the zone, because anything else is just white noise. All right, so I was able to do a bunch of things in my life, and I'm not sharing it from a perspective of bragging. I'm sharing it from a perspective that if this little kid who's an army brat, a preacher's kid, a total nerd, can make it from the middle of the cornfield to New York City, and I made it to Broadway twice, and I am Grammy nominated. I currently have a song publishing contract with Sony Music. All of these things are happening because I'm always in the state of mind that I'm learning, that I'm training myself, that it's not over, that there's more to achieve, that there are more spaces that I could be in. But at the same time, my heart is with the community, and my heart is to make sure that other people unlock that thing inside of themselves where they're gonna be able to believe in themselves, because if that little kid could do it, you can do it too. We'll be right back.
It's It's open. Come on in.
I see you got your new magazine. Anything new?
Yeah, I'm thinking of adding some Belgian pigeons to my birds. It says here they win a lot of races. See?
What's up, you squares? Is someone thinking about getting some new birds?
Well, I was thinking about it, but I need my dear, sweet brother to take me downtown to check it out.
Luckily, I'm heading downtown to Tower Records. I'll take you. Okay, ladies, which will it be? The subway or the bus?
Well, ladies, is it the local or express?
I say let's take the local train because we won't have to wait as long for it to get here. And plus I overslept this morning and missed my cartoon, so I want to see something funny. I hope they have some good birds today. I really want to win a few races this year. Yeah. Hey, that's just what I need.
Come on, Puddin', we're almost there.
There it is, Birdland.
Slow down, Puddin', it's traffic up there.
What can I do for you today?
I'd like to get a new pair of racers.
What do you need? Blue bars, black checks, or maybe you want some slates, eh?
Well, I know you have some good birds here, Mr. Peppy, but I want Belgium, like the ones in your legendary back room.
The legendary back room? Let's go check this out. What do you know? A back room.
What's in that crate on the floor?
Huh? Oh, that. That's a young pair that just came in. They'll be hard to sell because they haven't raced yet.
Can I see them?
Sure. Actually, they're a really nice looking pair of birds.
Wow, real Belgiums. How much are they? Well, I've got 30. Will you lend me some, Nate?
Sure, I got 10. It's yours.
I've got 40.
I have to get at least $50 for them, Miss Puddin'.
Whoa!
What was that noise?
Oh, that's my nephew Angel, out back playing some street game.
What game is he playing?
I think it's called Scuddy, Sketty, something like that.
Can we go see?
Sure, come on. Hey, Angel, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Uncle Peppy. I'm just playing Scully, and I missed a shot. Sorry about the noise.
What filler do you use in your cap?
Oh, sorry. This is Puddin', one of my best customers.
You're not the Puddin' who's the Manhattan 15 champ, are you?
Well, yes, I am.
How about playing me in a game?
Wow, I would love to. But right now, I'm trying to buy some birds from your uncle, and we're $10 apart.
Why don't you play me? And if you win, I'll pay the $10 difference to my uncle for the birds you want, okay? Is that okay, Uncle Peppy?
Sure, let's do this. Here we go.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
Yep.
Wow, she's really good.
I guess I better get my $10 ready. Here's your new birds. You're a great player.
Thanks. You should come uptown and play us sometime. Time to go?
Yeah, we got more ground to cover. And Ma will be starting dinner soon, so better hustle.
They sure sound happy.
Hey, Boogie Down. We're coming to the end of another episode of the Bronx Edulution. Today's episode was about having faith and believing in yourself. The power of faith and believing in yourself cannot be overstated. Remember, you already have everything you need in order to present your original idea to the world. Don't be afraid. I'm Timothy Coleman, Director of Education for BronxNet Cable Access and host for the Bronx Edulution. Please like and share our show from our YouTube page at BronxNet TV. And I want to end by saying, of all the things that are pulling for your focus in the world, I appreciate your attention. Have a great day, everybody.